is literally the same fucking video. Did this guy post the same video again? No.
What lawful basis was there for you to ask for her ID?
I don't know.
In order to detain somebody, what do you have to have legally? Do you know?
I do not know the law legally.
Okay. Doesn't there have to be reasonable suspicion that the person committed?
I love this, dude. Feelings. I think maybe I feel like the vibes are off, right? That's what we need to do, right? Ape Huncho has bare good reacts with police. Fucking hell, man. Are you fucking... Wait a minute. Are you fucking British, lad? He said bare proper good reacts. Bare good, man. That's... Do people say that in Canada? Or I guess maybe Toronto due to Drake. God, Drake's influence. Yeah, fucking hell, man. Yeah, to which one? Are you Toronto or are you Canada? Are you Toronto or are you Canada? Are you Toronto or are you fucking British? Which one? Doesn't really matter because at the top of the hour, both will see a 3-minute ad break. Of course. Oh, Toronto. T-Dot. He said, fuck Drake. Toronto. Dude, he's got his shooters out there. You better be watching. Meanwhile, like I said, T-Dot or the UK, don't matter. You will still see a 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour. However, if you no longer want to see that, you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which is like, what, $3, $4 now? $3.20, something like that. Or free in the form of a Twitch Prime. It's September. You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. What, you expected the cops to know the law? What's next? A Supreme Court justice is supposed to know the amendments? The Constitution? Yeah. You think their union reps or at least an attorney would give them an idea of what the lawyer for the accused would ask them? Yeah.
A criminal offense or violated a law?
Because I don't know the law exactly.
You don't know when an officer is allowed to detain somebody?
Konoroto version. Thank you for the 15 gifted subs. Curlytop.com. Thank you for the 5 gifted.
This is Sergeant Jennifer Larson and Lieutenant Donald Malazzo, both police officers that had served for over 20 years, being deposed for the illegal apprehension and arrest of a woman named Samantha, aka Pink Camera Magic, on YouTube, who had been recording at the Cook County Courthouse building from outside.
Wait a minute. You actually can get arrested for that? What the fuck? Yo, I've sold Perkies and Lean to Drake in 2015. Nice. You can actually fucking get arrested for doing cop shit? Like, this is the most cop shit of all time. No wonder they had no fucking clue. Are you kidding me? I've never... Dude, you getting investigated for... like, arresting a First Amendment auditor is wild. That's actually wild.
Hey, ma'am, you know this is a public building?
Exactly, that's why I'm recording it.
It's also a court facility?
Yep.
Which there is a judicial law or judicial order that says that you cannot...
You can't. It's completely legal and upheld by the First Amendment to record federal buildings like that. It's easy First Amendment bait. No, I know that. We've watched a lot of First Amendment auditors and stuff like that, sovereign citizens. It's a fun thing that we like to do, where it's usually like a win-win for us because both parties, no matter which way it goes, both parties are like, the vibes are incredibly fucking annoying. However, the reality is that, like, I'm not shocked by anything other than the fact that the cops actually got genuine legal punishments for arresting a First Amendment auditor, because I've seen it happen so many fucking times and cops just like let it slide. That's why it's shocking.
Not tape this building.
Can I see that order?
Yes, come on in. We're going to check your IDs too.
Oh, no, I'm not going in.
Oh, yeah, no. We're going to run you too.
No, that's all
We're
right.
going to get your name. We're going to do a report and everything. So come on in. Right?
No.
No, yeah, you're going to come in now.
Am I being detained?
Yes.
For what?
Because right now you are doing something suspicious.
That's not a reason to detain
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't just do that. You can't just fucking be like, yeah, I'm sussing you out. I don't like that. Nope.
anybody.
Well, it is for dinner. Come on.
It's really not.
Let's go
So
inside,
I'm just going
man.
to stay here and continue recording.
Okay. You're going to come in, and we're going to find out who you are and what you're doing here.
No, you're not.
Okay. All right, who's got cuffs? She does not want to go agreeably.
Wait, what do you mean? You don't have cuffs? What the fuck's happening? This guy was too lazy to have cuffs on him too? What the fuck?
The interaction begins with Lieutenant Milazzo approaching Samantha and stating that she can't record in a public building, and that is enough reason for him to detain her as she didn't provide her ID. But what Milazzo doesn't know is that what he's doing is actually illegal, as it is completely legal to take photographs or film public places in all states unless oral conversations are recorded, which is not the case here.
Okay.
I'm being detained for just taking pictures of the building.
Yes, ma'am. You're doing something suspicious, and we need to know who you are and why.
What an idiot, dude. You're being recorded, dumbass. Why are you doing, like, ay. He's also being fucking recorded. Like, the fact that he's, like, literally saying on the record, hey, I'm just arresting you on a vibes-based basis. Smartest thumb, dude. Very cool. This is what happens when you think you have no accountability whatsoever. Well, to be fair, though, I am legitimately shocked that he's not getting away with it. So I guess that's the reason.
You're doing it. Okay?
Are you familiar with the First Amendment?
Yes. I am.
Really?
Let's go in. Come on.
Wow.
I tried to do this nicely.
He's not actually police, FBI, full-blooded.
After noticing multiple times that he was being recorded, Milazzo finally decided to aggressively grab Samantha's camera with which she was recording him, to later detain her and take her inside.
I'm going to talk to a lawyer.
Okay, call your lawyer.
That includes my camera as far as consent.
Yeah, you can't look through her shit. What are you doing? Oh, God. Well, now the recording that's going on is the body camera recording.
It's already on.
Are you familiar with the Fourth Amendment?
Oh, great. Why do we always get the crazy?
I don't know.
That second person in the scene, the one wearing the body cam, is Sergeant Jennifer Larson, and what she and Lieutenant Milazzo don't seem to
I love that they're not even like fucking beat cops. Like, that's a lieutenant. The other one's a sergeant. Like, how the fuck have you... Bro, oh my God. My theory on cop phrenology is so real, okay? Let me explain something to you. They do not promote you within the police structure due to how good you are at policing. They promote you when you are as thumb-like as possible. Now, you already saw both of these cops are incredibly thumb-like. Like, this guy is straight up, he is so thumb-like, he is about to be the commissioner, okay? That's how thumb-like he is.
realize is that what they are doing is absolutely outside the boundaries of the law, and that Samantha knows.
Yeah, this isn't even sovereign citizen shit. These are like basic amendments to know. Like, she's not even like doing the classic sovereign citizen of like, you're trying to detain me under suspicion, but this will not stand in a Admiralty Maritime Court or whatever. This is like just super basic stuff. You can't just detain me under like that. You sussed my vibes and you said that it's fucking bad. Okay. Yeah, you are unlawfully stopping my right to free travel.
Knows that. Denying yet again showing her ID, Samantha notices that Lieutenant Milazzo is doing something shady with her camera.
Did you delete my footage?
Do you want to cooperate or not?
Remaining silent.
It is only making.
The funniest part about it is that you can't really delete the footage, right? Like, unless you film something over it, like, you can definitely recover that shit. So there's also that too. Like, these motherfuckers are like, oh yeah, I just deleted your footage. What are you gonna do about it? It's like, well, nope, you didn't actually do that. So.
Making it worse. Do you want to give us an ID?
Remaining silent. Don't consent to searches.
We're not going to search you. We're asking you for an ID.
If this wasn't enough, the officers then mockingly laugh at her after she invokes her right to remain silent.
What the f*** is going on today?
I don't know.
Every crazy loon in the building is coming. All we're asking for is an ID.
We're asking for an ID.
We'll do a report. You can go on your way with your camera. Otherwise, I'm going to confiscate the camera, and we're going to take it downstairs
For what
and
crime?
we'll print you. Because you're suspicious.
I'm remaining silent.
Seeing no cooperation on her side, the officers then decide to give Samantha an ultimatum in an attempt to finally settle the situation.
Okay, this is your choice. You can either give us an ID so that we could do a report on this and find out who you are, or we're going to take you in front of the presiding judge. He's going to hold you in contempt, which means that he can hold you for as long as he wants.
I'm remaining silent.
Okay, let's do it.
No, he's
10
not.
minutes went by, and then Lieutenant Milazzo finally came back with news, or better called threats, against Samantha, who, as everyone should do, just remained in silence.
Okay.
Yes.
We're going to probably take her in front of the judge.
Okay.
He's going to hold her in contempt for, I think right now he's doing 90 days.
By the way, I'm shocked with Samantha's composure here because, like, you know she's nutting right now. This is perhaps a First Amendment auditor's dream, okay? So congratulations to her for keeping her mouth shut as she's literally creaming her pants. There is nothing better. It's like me finding out that the Georgia courts are going to live stream the entire Trump trial, okay? That is the equivalent for a First Amendment auditor to get fucking arrested and have the cops openly state, like, oh, it's just vibes-based, like, you're sus, I don't like that. And then turning around and then trying to delete the footage too.
Okay.
So, is that okay with you?
Remaining silent.
Okay, but you realize you're going to go to Cook County Jail for 90 days.
Remaining silent.
Okay?
Okay.
Now you have an option. All you have to do is show us an ID so that we can do a report, and we'll let you go on your way.
I have an option?
Yeah.
We told you that before.
Because right now you're just obstructing and you're in contempt.
Obstructing what?
You're obstructing us from doing our job.
I'm remaining silent.
All right, cuff her. Let's get her purse.
Ken.
Get her stuff.
I don't consent to searches.
Well, we don't care anymore. Okay?
Samantha was finally handcuffed and arrested for obstruction to later be freed without any charges. But what the officers are unaware of is that not only did they commit an illegal act, but multiple: unlawful detainment, intimidation, illegal arrest, dereliction of duty, unlawful search and destruction of private property. Shortly after, Samantha was able to hire one of the best lawyers in the country and sued Cook County for multiple civil rights violations. The case has been going on for a few years now, and the conclusion is not yet known, but a part of all of this that we have is the following footage of both the deposition of Lieutenant Milazzo and Sergeant Jennifer Larson. What unfolded in the following never-before-seen footage is one of the biggest and most shocking proofs of ignorance of the law and ineptitude in police history.
Is it against the law to take pictures of a courthouse from outside?
No, not that I know.
Okay. Is it lawful to arrest somebody for taking pictures outside of a courthouse, of the courthouse?
No, not that I know.
Okay. Is there something
Keep your voice up, please.
Okay, sorry.
So I gotta get every word because it's on video.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this case at all?
Which case?
The case that brings us here today, that you're testifying in?
Yes.
Okay, and in a nutshell, what's the case about?
I would say that Amanda is, I guess I called you to say that she was outside videoing when she shouldn't have been. So she's saying we violated her amendment rights.
You're correct. When you say when she shouldn't have been, what does that mean? Was she doing something wrong?
Just something unusual, what us as officers would consider unusual.
Unusual, okay.
Having shown zero knowledge of the law, Samantha's lawyer then decides to push Sergeant Jennifer further to try to make her slip even more.
Depending on where you are in the country, Mormons are unusual, right? Depending on where you are, it might be unusual to see a Mormon. Do you get to detain Mormons in those places?
What? Did she went ahead and found the one lawyer that's like exactly like her, by the way. She did it. She went ahead and found the most First Amendment auditor adjacent lawyer I've ever heard of. This is like, this deposition is hilarious, okay? Awesome logic, awesome lawyer. He's just being goofy with it. Fuck it. I mean, it's open and shut no matter what, I guess, so.
I don't know if people detain Mormons. I don't know if they detain Mormons.
Would it be lawful? Just because it's unusual?
No, I don't.
Okay. Is there something unlawful about recording outside of a building?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Let me ask you this. Was Miss doing anything illegal when she was detained?
No, I would say it was not illegal, unusual.
Talking about unusual things, the statement that follows is something a police officer should never even be allowed to say.
In order to detain somebody, what do you have to have legally? Do you know?
I do not know the law legally.
And if you still think that at least Lieutenant Milazzo knew what he was doing, well, you're wrong.
What would you do if one of those people said to you, what's the difference between arrest and detain? What would your answer be?
We'd call legal.
Mr. Gorman, seated to your left?
No. Sheriff has their own legal.
Oh, okay. Their own legal who helps them understand things like the difference between arrest and detain?
Yes.
Gotcha. Was there a lawful basis to handcuff her?
Yes.
Okay, and what was that lawful basis?
Officer safety.
Here, Lieutenant Milazzo has just confirmed not to know the difference between an arrest and a detainment, an occasion in which, if they need help, he indicates they just go ahead and call the officer's lawyer to help them. The question remains then, how can someone work 27 years as a police officer?
Oh, God, I hate this so much. Bro, this is so fucking insane, dude. That's what I was trying to explain to you. Like, these guys are decorated, brother. There's a lieutenant and a sergeant, okay? We're talking a lieutenant and a sergeant. These people have literally carte blanche, complete authority over your lives. They can arrest you. They can steal money from you. They can take your assets. They can kill you without legal repercussions. They can detain you, rob you of your freedom. And this guy's been doing it for 27 fucking years, dude. 27 years I've been a cop. For 27 years. And the entire time I've been making unlawful detainments. Where mama at? I'm a detained mama. No need, no reasonable, no probable cause. What's probable cause? Probably causing me to arrest you, I think.
And not know the law.
Did you have any reasonable suspicion that she was committing a crime?
We had reasonable suspicion to ask her what she was doing and why she was doing it, just to get who she was and why.
You and I agree on that you had the right to ask her whatever you wanted to ask her.
Yeah, but I'm a cop, sir. You don't understand. I can only do that within the context of me physically detaining and stopping someone from, you know, living however they want to. You don't get it. That's why every interaction, I'm a cop. What's the question here? Every interaction you have with me is going to revolve around me somehow inconveniencing you, if not completely taking your freedoms away. Now, what I want people to understand, okay, is that these guys, right? These guys, they're not like, their behavior is evil, right? The output is evil at the end of the day. But are they even aware of that? I feel like they're more so just too stupid. Like they're too stupid to understand what they're doing. Like, this is what happens when you put fucking idiots in these positions of power where they're completely unaware of how awful they're behaving. You know what I mean? This is why whenever we talk about like fucking ACAB or whatever, what many people forget to comprehend, what many people cannot comprehend is that the structures are designed in a way for these dumb fucks to behave exactly like this, where it doesn't absolve them of the guilt, for the record. I'm not saying that at all. But they think that they're just doing the right thing. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do. No one's ever punished me for it. I'm a fucking dumbass. They gave me a service weapon and handcuffs, and I've been doing this for like fucking 20 years. You know what I mean? Why would I stop? What do you mean? They knew what they were doing was wrong. They just thought they could get away with it. I don't even think they thought that what they were doing was wrong. I think they thought that this is normal process. Like, that's why the fucking 27 sergeant that's been there for 27 fucking years literally was like, oh, I don't know, I just call legal. I call legal. I think it's almost worse. I think it's almost worse that, like, it's not individual evil people behaving with like a full understanding of their actions and the reactions that they are experiencing. It's that it's worse that it's just like the system has been designed in a way where like everyone, no matter what background they're coming from, behave like this. It's worse that you can have dumbasses who aren't like individually like, I wanted to fuck over this person, fuck this person. I hate people who like, you know, run around with cameras. No, he's just like, you're suspicious. I don't get it. You're suspicious. And I thought I could get away with that. Like, why can't I get away with that? Which apparently she even lost this lawsuit, it seems. That's what people are saying in the chat, which I'll pull up in a second.
Did you have the right to put her in handcuffs?
Officer safety.
For the security of the officers, yes.
Okay. What made her a threat?
Her refusing to give any information that was requested of her.
Was she legally obligated to give that information?
When an officer has asked her for security purposes to give her identity up, yes, we do have the right to ask for an identity of somebody for our safety.
20 years of service, and Sergeant Larson believes that she's not safe unless she runs your name. Not the kind of cop I would like to encounter if I'm being pulled over.
Have you ever heard of something called a Terry search or a Terry frisk?
I have.
Okay, what is that?
I'm not going to say exactly. I don't know the law.
Okay.
Seeing how she has no clue of anything related to law, Samantha's lawyer then decides to make up a hypothetical scenario to further prove his point on how wrong the arrest was.
A police officer goes over to somebody on the street. Let's call the person Mr. Plaintiff.
Okay.
Police officer goes to Mr. Plaintiff and says, hey, let me see your ID. And Mr. Plaintiff says, no. Is the officer now allowed to put Mr. Plaintiff in handcuffs and detain him?
I object. It's a hypothetical. It calls for speculation.
Yeah.
You can answer.
Okay. I do believe, yes, for officer safety, they do have the right.
Doesn't there have to be reasonable suspicion that the person committed a criminal offense or violated a law?
As I don't know the law exactly.
At least we saw so far how Jennifer takes responsibility and accepts that she doesn't know the law, in big contrast to her lieutenant, who instead pretends not to understand any of the questions the lawyer asks and makes fun of the situation.
If you could go back in time to the day that you arrested her, would you still arrest her?
So you're asking me if I can go back in time?
Yeah.
I don't know how I could do that.
Okay.
Dude, yo. This guy is awesome. Kaya, what are you doing? That's not food. Yeah, lay down.
Do you understand my question?
I did, and you're asking me to suppose whether or not I can go back in time. I can't.
See?
Okay, I like that. Remember, that's why he's the lieutenant, baby. Remember, dude. Lawyers debate perverts, okay? I love him. I can't go back in time. I don't know what you're talking about. He's owning the debate pervert.
You can't tell me if you would still arrest.
He's outmaneuvering the debate pervert.
I can't tell you what would happen on that day if I went back in time, no.
Okay. Is this an attempt to be funny?
Not a bit.
Are you trying to answer my questions?
I'm trying to answer your question.
You really can't figure this out because you can't wrap your head around time travel.
I'm gonna object again. I mean, I'm gonna object. It's getting to be harassing again. I mean, is this what the question is? Hypothetical time travel backwards?
Is that really how you interpreted the question? Also?
Is that what you're asking? If he could go back in time, would he do it differently? Is that not what you're asking?
Yeah, that is what I asked him.
Going back to Sergeant Jennifer, the interrogation continues and her responses don't get any better as time goes on.
Is there any reasonable suspicion that she was committing a crime, yes or no?
We weren't sure what she was doing.
Okay, so if you don't know what somebody's doing, do you have reasonable suspicion that they're doing anything in particular?
No, but we have a reasonable response to ask what she was doing.
Right. Agreed. You could ask her what she's doing. And when she refuses to answer, are you now allowed to detain her?
Yes.
Who told you this? That you can.
The plaintiff lost in this case to what in God's name? The United States of America. Like, you know how they say you can find out in like 94% of elections? I think it's 94%. Like something like the overwhelming majority, if not 100% of the elections, you can figure out who the winner is by looking at who got more funds. Okay? In the U.S. legal system, you can figure out who's going to win a court case like with a fairly reasonable accuracy by looking at who's being sued. Big corporation being sued, yeah, good luck, okay? Especially if they have the capacity to go judge shopping, which many of them do. You're fucked, okay? Cops, are you kidding me? Like, the Supreme Court has protected the police right to not do their jobs on numerous occasions. You understand? They are the biggest babies in the American workforce. The absolute biggest fucking babies. She won, I believe. So why are people saying she lost? Amanda V. Milazzo, she won one of them at least, I think. Settlement amount 15 grand. That's nothing. She got nothing out of that. Workforce implies a real job. A settlement isn't a win. Yes, it is. Oh my God, I can't believe you just posted that. What the fuck? Gross. All right, let's
get to detain people who are videoing and refuse to identify themselves when asked.
Billionaire streaming saying 50K is nothing. No, like I'm saying these guys have unlimited funds that we are paying for. 15K is like not that much. She could have got more for unlawful detainment, in my opinion.
That is the face of someone getting caught, being held accountable, and humiliated.
Yeah, here, Town of Castle Rock v. Gonzalez. Castle Rock v. Gonzalez is a United States Supreme Court case in which the court ruled 7-2 that a town and its police department could not be sued for failing to enforce a restraining order, which had led to the murders of a woman's 3 children by her estranged husband. The decision has since become infamous and condemned by several human rights groups. There's another one as well. What is the duty to retreat? There's another one. There's another Supreme Court case on the guy being stabbed in the subway. What the fuck was that one called? There's another one. Police have no duty to protect you. Like they do not. They can't be sued if they refuse to protect you in a situation where they feel scared. Straight up. Isn't that crazy? This was the 8-1 decision, 8-1 decision for North Carolina, where the court held that a search or seizure is reasonable under the Fourth Amendment when an officer has made a reasonable factual or legal mistake. Because Fourth Amendment jurisprudence turns on the question of reasonableness, governing officials have traditionally been allowed leeway to enforce the law for the community's protection. As long as the mistake of fact or law in question was reasonable, the Fourth Amendment does not hold such mistakes to be incompatible with the concept of a reasonable suspicion. So if you're fucking too stupid, if you're too, is it Lozito versus New York City? Yeah, the subway stabbing one. So this one is, as long as you're too stupid and you don't fully understand that you're violating the law as a police officer, you can violate the Fourth Amendment. Warren v. District of Columbia case that held that the police do not owe a specific duty to provide police services to specific citizens based on the public duty doctrine. And then the last one that we were talking about is Lozito. Wait, was it? Yeah, the Maxim Gelman stabbing situation. Lozito v. New York City. On the spring of 2012, Joseph Lozito, who was brutally stabbed and grievously wounded, deeply slashed around the head and neck, sued the police for negligence in failing to render assistance to him as he was being attacked by Gelman. Lozito told reporters that he decided to file the lowsuit after learning from a grand jury member that NYPD officer Terrence Howell testified that he hid from Gelman before and while Lozito was being attacked because Howell thought Gelman had a gun. In response to the suit, attorneys with the city of New York argued that the police had no duty to protect Lozito or any other person from Gelman.
You got me addicted. I'm hanging on your lips. I don't wanna quit us. We drip too good on this. I got you under my skin. Shifting tides until I let you in. You are messing with my head, and I'll keep dancing on the air. You got me addicted. I'm hanging on your lips. I don't wanna quit us. We drip too good on this.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy was getting brutally fucking stabbed, slashed around the head and the neck. Cops were literally there and they hid as they watched him get repeatedly stabbed. And yeah, the cracked video we watched before, he actually narrates it himself. Like where the cops just sat there.
Person staggered crazily into the train. I just kind of figured morning in New York, you know? That creepy guy, who I'd later learn was Gelman, started banging on the door of the engineer's compartment.
Let me in.
I was sitting right by the door. The only thing separating the engineer and myself was a wall. It turned out there were 2 cops on the other side of the door, lying in wait in case Gelman hopped on this train. I found out later they'd recognized him, but they didn't charge out to stop him. Instead, they asked him a polite question.
Who are you? I'm the police.
You're not the police.
You'd expect 2 armed cops to, I don't know, maybe do something about a wanted fugitive spree killer that they were on the train specifically to arrest, but they stayed put. So Gelman walked up to me, whipped out an 8-inch knife and told me,
"You're going to die."
Then he stabbed me. I was in the sort of situation every man thinks about at least twice a day. Suddenly thrust into a life or death situation that required me to become a badass. Unfortunately, I had no badass training. But I have watched a lot of MMA, and when he brought back his arm to stab me again, I decided to dive in for a single leg takedown. It should have looked like this. But in reality, I shot in too high and wound up tackling him by the waist, rather than getting him in the leg. so he stabbed me repeatedly in the skull. The good news for you armchair badasses is
Acknowledge the raid. Oh, Chapo Trap House. Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Happy to have you.
that you can have no idea what you're doing but still succeed on dumb luck and balls. I outweigh
Yeah.
Gelman by a lot, so he went down despite the power of a knife on his side. So we're both on the ground, I'm on top, and he still got his stabbing machine in hand. I tried to grab his right hand, which held the knife, with my left, but I missed, and he sliced me good in the thumb. I tried to catch him a second time and failed, so he slashed me again in my left tricep. My third grab was a chom, though. I caught his hand and slammed it into the ground. He dropped the knife. Once I had him pinned and was, dying of blood loss, the cops decided it was safe enough to arrest Gelman. Next thing
Dude, how fucking insane is that? They just waited. This guy is getting ruthlessly and brutally fucking stabbed. And they're just out there waiting and hiding. For the guy who's getting fucking stabbed to finish the job that they're supposed to be doing. It's awesome. I don't know, man. I don't think cops should legally be obligated to put themselves in danger. They're human beings with loved ones, regardless of how toxic the institution is. I abso-fucking-lutely believe that cops should be legally obligated to put themselves in danger. Are you out of your mind? What? Then there should be no cops then. This is the abolitionist perspective, okay? What you are promoting here is basically no cops. It's fine. That is literally the job. The job doesn't say wait out a person getting mounted by a psycho. Okay? The job says protect and serve. Like you're literally looking at Uvalde and going, fucking they're human, fuck it, YOLO. Like, can you imagine having this kind of situation like telling firefighters, like, hey, guys, let's not put this one out. Okay? Guys, let's not put this one out. It's too hot. Okay? Sorry. Can't do that, actually. Can't put this fire out, baby. This is... Oh, you're telling me it's my job? Well, guess what? I don't have a duty to do this. What do you mean? Just let him cook. Fuck it. Maybe firefighters aren't the best example. What do you mean? Yeah, it is the best example. There is obviously there is reasonable situations where the firefighters do not go in to the fucking... Wait, what? Private firefighters? What are you talking about? What? Firefighters don't have families or loved ones. No, firefighters are a great example. These are both public servants, okay? And they are supposed to put their lives on the line. Okay? They're supposed to put their lives on the line, which they do all the time. Please don't use an example that instantly makes me look ridiculous. Oh, you're talking about not our mission, private fire crews protect the insured, not the public? Yeah, this is like, this is something that I've actually personally covered back when this happened, when Kanye West unironically hired a bunch of private firefighters, I believe, to protect their Calabasas neighborhood. Okay? This, in and of itself, is completely fucking insane, especially because this should never exist, because this existing is how it started. The reason why you have a public fire department is quite literally because all fire departments originally were private. Okay? Anyway, or regardless, my point was from the... I heard from Adam Friendly you have big friends at YouTube. Wait, what? I do not. the entire reason as to why policing as an institution is theoretically supposed to exist, like the way they sell it to the public, that these fucking thugs running around with unchecked power, with like an incredible amount of power, where they can get away with just like fucking shooting you, killing you, whatever, okay? The reason why they can do that is because they're supposedly diving in front of bullets and even dicks when rapes are happening. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they're doing. They're just like diving in front of bullets all the time, right? That's what they're supposed to be doing. If they're not doing that, if there's a crime happening directly in front of a fucking cop and the cop is not stopping that crime, by the way, look to San Francisco, for example, for a great, for wonderful examples of this that happens literally in broad daylight all the fucking time, which breaks the brains of all these like Silicon Valley tech guys, okay? Then what good are you doing? Why are you getting paid? Why do you have a salary? Are you getting paid to fucking sit around in a subway waiting for like a 14-year-old to jump the fare so you could beat the shit out of them and arrest them while, you know, playing Pokemon Go in between? Like, what's the deal here? Why do you have a gun then? Why are you allowed to use your gun? Why do you have a gun? Why do you have the right to literally remove someone's freedoms away? Why can you detain someone? They got the guns to shoot down the Pokemon. Big Hoss, that take kind of made sense to me. I definitely learned something, but if someone chooses to serve the community, why should they be obligated to go to any length? Brother, the job requirement is putting your life on the line. Now, this doesn't extend to like every circumstance, okay? It doesn't extend to every single circumstance, all right? It is within the bounds of reason, and that vagueness can exist. This law, on the other hand, turns that vagueness into anytime a cop is afraid or claims that they are afraid. Just like on the other side, if we're talking about the offensive freedoms that cops have, right? The freedom to kill someone who is running away, for example, then it's already also allowed legally for them to just shoot to kill. Because as long as they are personally afraid for their own lives, they're allowed to kill someone that is unarmed. And they will not get in trouble for it. So we're burning the candle on fucking both ends. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, they have, as long as they are personally afraid that the other guy is going to kill them or other people, okay, they can shoot and kill you even if you're running away. And as long as they're personally afraid, they can also get away with just not doing their job. There needs to be some consideration there for like their personal fears. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm a scaredy cat. If you're going to be a scaredy cat in that situation, then why the fuck do you have a gun? Like, you're not allowed. Take it away. Your duty in that situation is to be that guy. Okay? This is the one very unique circumstance where you are supposed to be adequately trained, adequately geared up, okay? And willing to do the job that is necessary. That's your job. That's literally your job. Your job is to stop a murder from occurring right in front of your fucking eyes in broad daylight. Okay? That's insane. Yeah, I can definitely see that. So they should not necessarily have to go to any length, but they do have to help. Thanks for clearing that up for me. Oh my God, dude. I don't know why you're trying to debate lord me, okay? This basically solidifies that they don't have to do shit. Do you understand? This is why it's unacceptable. If someone is being murdered in front of you, you do have a duty as is your job, to like go after the person. That's what you're supposed to do. Because you can't have it both ways. You can't on the one hand be like, well, I have a reasonable fear that this guy is going to kill me, so I'm going to kill him first. And that is a legal allowance that you have, right? Which cops regularly use, for the record, on unarmed teenagers and shit. Bro, live in a gated community to be acting like this? What do you mean? You're saying that guy must be? The only duty of care that cops have is if they choose to help someone, they can't leave that person in a worse off situation than they were committed to helping them. Yeah, also, isn't there a law where doctors can't avoid helping someone medically if they see something they have to help? I don't know about that. Precedents from the higher courts has made it so that cops have no legal obligation to protect people, only property. We're all just saying this is fucked up and it shouldn't be this way. Protect and serve should mean something, not just for capital. Yeah, but even then it's like there are people who are humanizing the police in this circumstance, being like, well, they're just little guys, you know what I mean? Well, they're not. They have training. They have basically a money faucet, a money cannon directed at them. Okay, they get the best amenities. They're basically living in a fucking social democracy when no one else is. And they're failing upwards. And they have the strongest unions. And on top of that, they can kill you with very little legal repercussions. And if they choose to claim that they're fucking too afraid, then they don't even have to do their jobs, which is fucking ridiculous. There's no planet in which this is like legally permissible except for the United States of America.
For their illicit actions. Despite always refusing to admit that she had done wrong, everything was captured on camera and the answer is clear as water at this point. But this is not over, as in complete opposite to Sergeant Larson, Lieutenant Milazzo wasn't going to go down without a fight.
Are you familiar with the Fourth Amendment, by the way?
Vaguely.
What does it say in your own vague terms?
Dude, come on. He's definitely familiar with the Fourth Amendment. The entire point is he needs to be aware of it so he knows when he's violating it, which he knows. He knows how to violate it.
No illegal search and seizure.
Right, unless there's
probable cause.
Or?
Okay, that's about all I know.
Okay, all right, good enough. He said that's about all I know. All right, now, there was somebody else who asked you the same question that I just asked you about your familiarity with the Fourth Amendment, who's in this room right now. Do you know who that person was? My client. Ms. asked you that, didn't she?
I don't recall.
She asked you, are you familiar with the Fourth Amendment? You don't remember that?
No.
Lieutenant Milazzo admits not to recall neither the location in which this happened nor who actually asked him, when in reality, all of us know that it was Samantha and he's just playing dumb and everything was recorded as we saw before.
I talked to a lawyer.
Okay, call your lawyer.
That includes my camera as far as consent.
Well, it's already on.
Are you familiar with the Fourth Amendment?
Oh, great. Why do we always get the crazies?
I don't know.
After recalling the incident, the lawyer brings up his offensive comment towards Samantha at the time.
If I tell you that your answer was, oh great, why do we always get the crazies, would you dispute that?
No.
Does that sound like something you would say to somebody?
That's something I did say that day, yes.
So you remember saying that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember saying that in response to the question, are you familiar with the Fourth Amendment?
No, I just remember saying it.
Why is it that you felt she was one of the crazies?
When people act in a way that is not in their best interest.
How was she acting that was not in her best interest?
Well, at any time, all she had to do is identify herself. We could have done our report. You have an option. All you have to do is show us an ID so that we could do a report, and we'll let you go on your way. And everything could have gone the own.
And if somebody were to threaten you that unless you comply with their demands, they're going to put you in handcuffs, would you automatically necessarily comply with their demands?
Yes.
I'm gonna object.
You would?
Calls for speculation.
He was able to answer. So you would. So even if there's somebody who is acting as a law enforcement officer, giving you an unlawful order, threatening you with detainment or arrest or...
By the way, like, I'm glad I covered all of the legal permissions given to these fucking hogs leading up to this, so you understand that in his mind, okay, that is literally the case. That, like, yes, not appealing to my authority, not immediately succumbing and conceding to my authority in any given circumstance, no matter how low the stakes are, means that you are in violation of the law, okay? Because technically I could kill you, for example, and fucking that's pretty crazy. That's nutty that I could just kill you and you're not following my authority. You're not following the words that I am speaking to you. Okay? Because that in and of itself is insane. You're belligerent. How do you not follow? How do you not listen to a cop?
or 90 days jail, if you don't comply with their unlawful demands, you would still comply?
Yes.
Alrighty. Is that what you expected her to do, to comply?
Yes.
Having heard multiple times the need for a person to identify himself when requested by a police officer, the lawyer then decides to question Lieutenant Milazzo further in the topic.
Is there a law that requires people to identify themselves when requested by law enforcement?
I don't know.
And when asked if he had deleted the files from his camera, he blatantly denies it, despite it all having been recorded by the body cam the sergeant had at the moment.
Did you delete her pictures?
No.
Who did?
Don't know.
You don't know who deleted her pictures?
No.
By the time you got in front of Judge Peter Felice.
Damn, that's crazy, man. I don't know who. How did that? It just kind of happened. My man is so used to testifying, he's just on the spot. During the deposition, he's just dropping them. He's just dropping the bars, baby.
They were deleted, weren't they?
As far as I know, they were still on there.
You grabbed her camera away from her outside, did you not?
Yes.
From that point until you were in front of Judge Peter Felice, did she ever hold her camera again?
No.
Okay, so you had it the entire time?
Yes.
Didn't Judge Peter Felice talk to you about whether the pictures had been deleted?
He asked for the memory thing so he could delete them.
He asked for the memory thing so he could delete them. Not only did Milazzo prove the lawyer's point of the pictures being deleted, but he also had just involved a judge in the same illicit act.
Did he just fucking... He's just... Bro, that's awesome. He's like, yeah, the judge deleted it, actually. He told me, please delete these. This is embarrassing. That's awesome. Respect.
He's being accused for.
You just said that he asked you for the memory card.
Listen, bro, judges are not a part of the thin blue line. You know what I'm saying?
Because he wanted to delete the pictures. Is that your testimony?
Yes.
Okay. And if he were to testify at some point in time that he absolutely, categorically did not delete those pictures, then would you want to change your answer as to whether you or one of your people did?
I'm going to object. Calls for speculation.
No one had custody of the camera but me.
Okay. Would it have been lawful for you to delete her pictures?
I don't know.
Well, what do you think? Are you allowed to go over to people's pictures and delete them?
No.
Without a court order?
No.
All right. That would be a violation of which amendment? Do you know?
No.
If up until now he had been able to resist when questioned about his unlawful actions against Samantha when she requested a lawyer after being arrested, was the last nail in the coffin for Lieutenant Milazzo.
What do you do if somebody says they want to talk to a lawyer and you have them in handcuffs?
We allow them to call a lawyer.
Do you keep asking?
Wait, this guy's getting fired? I don't think this guy got fired. I would be shocked if he did.
Questions?
Depends on the case.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Tell me the case in which you would continue to ask questions of somebody in custody after they ask for a lawyer.
If we're doing an investigation, we're going to ask.
I got you. Okay. Do you know which amendment it is that allows people to demand a lawyer? Do you have any idea?
No.
Have you ever read anybody the Miranda rights?
No.
You've never read anybody their Miranda rights?
No.
Have you ever
What?
arrested anybody?
No.
Other than Ms. Berquist?
No.
Wait, 27 years? He's never arrested anybody? Wait, what's happening? What? Is he just fucking lying? What's happening here? I don't understand. Someone explain to me what's happening. Desk cop? Employee of the decade? At first, when he said he's never read anybody their Miranda rights, I was like, damn, that's bold. 27 years, and he just like straight up has never read the Miranda rights one time over God knows however many fucking arrests. And then he's like, nah, I've never arrested anybody except for the lady. That's my first one. Damn, dude, what a track record. First arrest, and he's already fucking, he's under legal scrutiny.
You're all I need. You're all I see when I close my eyes and dream. You're all I see. You're all I need, all I need, all I need. You're all I need. You're all I see when I close my eyes and dream. You're all I see. You're all I need, all I need, all I need. Let me tell you what you need to hear. 'Cause I need you close, I need you near. Let me tell you what you need to hear. 'Cause I need you close, I need you near.
Oh for 1, baby. Shit's fucked up.
And you don't know the Miranda rights?
Not offhand, no.
All right.
Bro, you've watched a TV show. Like, I've given up on, like, other cops teaching him, maybe on accident, over the course of, like, his 27 years on duty. He's watched a show. Like, any show. Like, one TV show. That's it. On accident, you will hear it. Like, he's watching a TV show. He's like, what is that thing that they're saying? And he, like, turns to his wife. He's like, hey, notice how the cops are saying something right before they arrest? Right before they put the fucking handcuffs on the person? How silly. Why are they doing that? What is happening? They're like, I never really understood why they do that in the movies. Is that normal? I'm supposed to do that? That's weird.
When you arrest somebody, do you have to advise them that they have the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Do you have to advise them that they have the right to an attorney?
Yes.
Oh my God, he didn't know what that was called! Dude, stop! No way, bro. No way, bro. No fucking way, bro. No, ain't no fucking way, bro. Bro, this is someone that just failed the tutorial mission. How is this guy a cop? What is happening? Like, this isn't... Is that a Teddy Fresh hoodie that looks comfy as fuck? No, this is actually, thanks for asking, my latest Ideology hoodie, which is now available at ideology.shop for purchase. It will also be at the pop-up shop that we are doing on Sunday. If you want to see the back of it, hold on, I'm going to show that as well. Full cam, dude. Once again, the fake roleplay cops in GTA know more about being a cop than most cops. I mean, I know. You guys keep saying hashtag ad. Meanwhile, at the top of the hour, there's literally a 3-minute ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $3.24 for the month of September, or for free with a Twitch Prime, or by getting gifted a sub. Okay, here is the 3-minute ad break now. This is a triple XL. Comfiest hoodie in the game, baby. Why is he acting like somebody just asked him about his merch? Someone did. They asked if this was a Teddy Fresh hoodie, and I told them it's not. It's my own. Ideology. This is your brain on ideology. Hasan's the HRT dealer. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Yeah, here, I'll show it to you right now, actually, during this ad break. I heard you like ad breaks, so I put an ad break in this ad break. You know what I'm saying? New fried brain hoodie. That's the back. This is your brain on ideology. Made in the USA, union made, extremely comfortable. This is my like little pet project on top of this is my design. I mean, I didn't design, like, I'm not the one who illustrated it, but this was the design I wanted to go with, just like the other ideology design from the old Dare ads, the crack cocaine one. It is not oversized. I'm wearing a triple XL. Do you have any vegan versions without the egg? Good one. What does it say? It says, this is your brain on ideology. I checked the proceedings, and it actually was the judge who ordered her SD card to be wiped, which is wild. What were the cool patch trousers you put on Twitter the other day? Also new merch. So the cool patch trousers are a limited collection that we did with Reconstruct. If you want to win those are just like being put out like a raffle. Basically, you have a chance to win them, which I autographed, by the way. If you spend $250 on the shop, or if you have spent $250 on the shop, or if you do. When you come to the pop-up on Sunday. Sunday. That's right. The capitalism shirt is not out yet. That's going to be in the next run. Yes, they are unisex. The camo, why do you have so much camo in the merch shop? Because the reason why we have so much camo in the merch shop is because that was the last collection that we put out. In order to be on the raffle, when you spend $250 online or in-store, backdated to 7/1. From July 1st till August 25th, you have a shot. Well, I guess technically it's still going because we pushed it. We pushed it until Sunday. The bottom of the hoodie does not cuff tight, no. The page is not loading. You guys probably bricked the website. HasanAbi, I got my dad a copy of the Good Lord Bird and then Hunting Club t-shirt, and he can't stop wearing it. He used to be a yee cowboy Republican. Now he's a sock them on his way to socialist. Old dog, new tricks. Congratulations, chatter. The web design on the website is specifically this way on purpose. That's why we did it. We changed the website out every collection. I wanted it to be like this. Camo hoodie helped me get a girlfriend. 1010 recommend. Hell yeah. Anyway, let's get back into it.
Do you have to advise them that if they cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided to them?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what if somebody says, yes, I want to talk to an attorney? Do you get to keep asking them questions? Or do you have to call a lawyer for them before you want to ask any more questions?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know if you're allowed to keep asking questions of somebody in custody after they ask for a lawyer?
No.
How long have you been employed at Cook County Sheriff's?
27 years.
27 years. I imagine you only became a lieutenant recently?
No.
How long ago did you become a lieutenant?
22 years ago.
You've been a lieutenant for 22 years and you don't know the Miranda rights?
Yes.
The case remains open, but this is immaculate evidence proving how wrong the police officers were against Samantha. If you enjoyed this video, watch this one, and we'll see you next time. Cops.
A corrupt cop realizes, damn, this guy popped off with another one. A corrupt cop realizes his career is over. So we found out that they actually lost. Like, the cops lost the case, or at least they settled for 15 grand, which is not a lot. But catching a drunk cop, dude, I love these. I love these like bad cop videos. This is like my crack cocaine straight up. So many of them actually are just drunk though. That's what it is. Drunk with power, and also sometimes just drunk with Budweisers, as a matter of fact.
And law enforcement officials have the duty to keep people safe, and they
wrong.
They take an oath to protect those who need it, but some of them don't seem to care. Here is one of the most shocking and disturbing cases I've ever seen when police officers arrest an innocent and defenseless disabled man. Kenneth Skeens is a former Albuquerque police officer who was involved in the unlawful arrest of a disabled man who was at a Target store, and because he had been taking too long to purchase his groceries, the staff decided to call the police on him.
Go ahead, grab all your money and walk out, okay? Take your money out. Do you want to walk? That's the walk you or you want to walk? Go ahead and put your money out there. I'm going to move your money, okay? Just come in with us, okay? You gotta go.
After seeing him struggle, the officers approach the man and demand he take all of his money and come with them. The only thing, however, is that the customer is disabled. His slurred speech is noticeable, but the officers seem to not care.
You're coming with us now, okay? So go ahead and grab your money, sir. We'll walk out, okay? Go ahead and pick your money up. So we're going to pick your money up for you. Do you want to walk us to walk you out? We're leaving, okay? And we're going to pick your money up, okay? You're going to issue the criminal trespasses that you can't come back to the city tonight, okay?
I was just getting my money out.
So go ahead and grab your money, sir. We'll here's your money. Put it in your pouch. So we're going to grab the money for you, okay? We're leaving, okay?
The officers grab the customer's money as he tries to explain he was just making a purchase. They are seen talking to the customer at the same time, which can be confusing to the disabled customer to catch on to. Not only that, but everything that follows could have easily been avoided had the officers just helped him right away to purchase what he was buying.
You're going to be out now, okay? You're not going to issue the criminal trespasses. That's okay. Come back to walk out, okay?
I'm calling 911.
One speed, dude. One fucking speed. One speed. They don't have another speed. They just have one speed. Arrest, 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 arrest. Always, always, always. It's just like, it's so fucked up. This part is really hard to watch. I hope that, like, oh, fuck. Never mind. I'm not going to watch this video because I thought this video was, like, mostly just going to show the the shitty detention, and then after that, they would show the cop getting his comeuppance. I don't want to watch it. This is too much. This is too hard to watch.
And corrupt cops are everywhere, but what happens when they actually get caught?
I can't believe what you're telling me.
Here are 5 shocking examples of when evil cops realize they're going to prison.
I love that there are so many fucking cops that go to jail for being insane that they literally, that we haven't even stumbled upon like the same stories being told again.
Starting out with Detective Michael Neely, who was found in a hotel room sitting on top of his police chief's dead body. Mike and his chief, Johnny Miller, were away for a conference, and one night the two went out looking for a couple of drinks. But after a long night of drinking, Mike woke up in police custody and was immediately taken to the very same room he'd been interrogating suspects in for the last 10 years. But this time, it wasn't him asking the questions.
So tell me, Mike, you guys flew out of Tulsa?
Yeah, they were having a brotherly tussle. And we've seen the Steph one too. The Steph one was a JCS one.
Oklahoma City. Okay. And to Pensacola.
Yep.
Was it a direct flight?
Nope.
Where'd you guys?
They were just wrestling.
All right, and then from there,
got to the hotel. And that's it.
Mike is keeping all his answers short, which is a good idea in this situation. But it's up for debate whether it's because he knows it's the best move or just because he's still extremely hungover.
Any problems or anything going on at crowd? Just normal dinner or what?
Just normal.
Any drinks there or just dining with?
A couple beers.
Was it a early dinner, late dinner, or what?
Pretty early. It was I don't think it was dark yet.
Tell me what you guys did once you got back to the hotel.
About it, just watched football game. That was a Dallas game starting.
Mike said the night consisted of a football game and a couple beers, but in reality, things went much further than that. Tests reveal that both men's blood alcohol levels were around or above 0.3. To put that in perspective, a level of 0.4 is widely considered to be a fatal dose, and 0.3...
Bro, these guys, you can't help but respect it, okay? These guys are doing new things in the field of blood alcohol content, okay? Like these guys are, they're pumping 0.3 on a minimum. Every cop video we watch, they're teetering along the edges of alcohol poisoning that leads you to death from respiratory failure. What's going on? These fucking piglets, man. I feel like we're learning a new thing about cop phrenology that we did not know before, which is that cops, on top of having, thumb-like skulls and yada yada, they also have this unique ability to just like withstand blood alcohol levels that the average person would die under.
It will likely result in alcohol poisoning, a condition that can lead to death and loss of consciousness. Either way, both men will have been completely out of control of their own emotions and actions, likely leading to the horrifying events that occurred that night.
Do you remember hotel staff or a hotel employee coming up and telling you guys to keep it down?
I don't remember that.
So what is the last thing you remember as far as that evening until the football game?
I mean, I know you're asking me questions, but can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Okay, homicide. Who is dead?
Dead.
Dead.
Yes, sir.
I guess I probably don't have anything else to say then. I've got nothing to say to you.
Mike was in.
Oh my God! No wonder why they're so afraid of fentanyl, dude. Awfully suspicious that they're afraid of fentanyl because like they have so much blood alcohol. Like, they have so much alcohol. Awfully suspicious. They don't want to be around lighters either because they're afraid that they're just going to engulf in flame. Just like, can't be around lighters? and can't be around fentanyl, okay? I'm not trying to die.